Hello, and welcome. I am Dr. Klumber. If you've seen any of my videos in the past, you will know that. If you don't know me as Dr. Klumber, you will know me as Tim Zelstra. And this is a video I've been wanting to make for ages, and now turns out to be taking ages to be making. I am going to talk to you about my new workstation. I am really excited about this setup. It means I will become more active on this channel again because I've now got the gear to make things happen. And I will talk you through what I've got, what it costs, no holds barred, and I'm going to discuss with you what I like, what I don't like, things that you might learn from me. So hopefully you find this a useful video, and if you do, please leave a like and subscribe. It always helps out, and when the channel is starting up again, you can expect more content like this about tech, because I quite like tech. The main content on this channel is going to be about gaming. I like gaming, my hobby, my thing that I like doing more than anything else on the planet. And that is also why I've built this setup. So the first things to point out is this is actually a very posh desk. I'm going to click the button without breaking my arm. Oh, look at that. Oh yes. Oh yes. So this is a desk that I was really keen on having. I've been looking for one of these for ages. I always put off buying it. Then I didn't have the room to buy it. And then a few months ago, my lovely wife agreed that I could actually build my studio in one of the bedrooms upstairs. That's where I am now, and I've got a lot more space than I had before. So I can now have my sit stand desk, and it is really good. I really like having that. The main reason for having it is because when you work on a computer all day, I'll talk about it a bit more, it's that one in particular. Then being able to stand just when you're typing a document or doing a call or whatever it is, it's just so much better. I can move around now, and I'm really happy that I can. So I'm going to talk about the decision for a sit stand desk. That's basically it. I can stand up. What is really cool though is that I've built this all up. I've had this for a couple of days in the current setup now, and let's just say that I like standing and gaming till late at night. Yesterday I spent till 12, I think. Normally I had to bed about 10:30, 11, but because I was having such a good time, I was listening to hard bass on this screen here, and then on that screen there I was playing World of Warships, and it's just been really good fun. So that is the reason for having a sit stand desk. More than anything else, really, it's also good for my health. It helps me with my back. It helps me move around more. It means that my watch doesn't moan at me all the time about having to stand up again. So for me, it's a real benefit, and I'm already beginning to notice that it changes the way that I work, which I'm really happy about. So let me talk you through what we have here, what you can see behind me. So the screen behind me there is a Bank 27 something or other. I'll switch it on so we can see what it is actually looks like, and that's connected to the MacBook Pro. So I've got a MacBook Pro 13 that is comes with the typical Mac gubbins. I've got a trackpad on that. That's basically my work computer. So that's the computer that I like using Teams on. I do Word on there. I have Outlook on there. I do my video editing on there as well, because actually Final Cut Pro is what I use for video editing. Not this case because I'm shooting it in one go, but Final Cut Pro is what I love using. I've also got Logic Pro X on there. I just like the Apple system, I can't lie. I think it's really good, and I am really happy that I've got it. It's a system that works for me for my productivity side of things, and that's absolutely great. That's what I wanted it for. Then what you see here and here are two screens that these are the latest edition, if you like. They're also bank screens, BenQ, whatever you want to call it. These are 24 XL2411p screens, and that basically means that they are specialist esports gaming monitors. They run at 144 hertz, and they have a 1 millisecond response time. I'm going to be honest, the color of them, they're not great. The 27 one is a color reference monitor. It's designed for working with images, with video and stuff like that. These, no, yellows are not yellow, yellows are green, and in general they're not really good quality for that side of things. But for gaming, they're absolutely great, and I'm really happy I bought them. One of the reasons that the color isn't great is because it uses a cheaper type of panel. I don't want to get it wrong. I think it's a TN panel, but if not, do correct me. It's not an IPS panel like the one behind me is. But the difference is that these were a much better price, and I could buy them and afford them, and have two of them instead of one, and I'm quite happy. They are sitting on a monitor arm. I'm going to talk about the prices in a second, but that was a real steal, I think. I'm really impressed with the quality of it, and I'll link the Amazon product page, whatever it is, in the description below. That monitor arm cost me about £45, £50, something like that, and it holds these two screens up with ease, and it has a lot of flexibility. As you can see, this screen here is on a portrait mode. No, sorry, a landscape mode. No, a portrait mode. Yeah, I always get those two confused. So it's swiveled 90 degrees, and that's the screen that I use to put my OBS on, which is what you can see here. And above there, I can have my YouTube studio. So if I am streaming or something like that, that'll be all on there. That's something that I will announce now straight away. I am really keen on streaming. I never really got around to doing it in the past. I do streaming for work, which is quite fun. We do it for the University of Derby Library, and I also want to stream in real, me. I want to show you my games and my gameplay and take you on a journey. I haven't decided when I'm doing that, but it will be regular, it will be weekly, and I'm really looking forward to that. And that's one of the reasons I needed this setup, because I want to stream regularly, and you just need a setup to be able to do. That is all powered. Just off screen here, you can't see it. It's not a particularly interesting box. It's a black PC box. It's a Corsair case. It's got a AMD 2700X processor in it, which is a great processor. Really happy with that. It doesn't stretch. It just doesn't get stressed about anything. You throw anything at it, it'll deal with it quite nicely. It's paired with a 2060 RTX NVIDIA graphics card. Middle of the road, nothing special. Would probably like to upgrade that at some point in the coming year, but I'm not overly bothered, to be honest. It seems to run all the games I throw at it absolutely fine, and now I've dropped resolution because I was on 1440p before on the Bank 27. I'm quite happy with it. Then, just out of shot, I can lift it up for a second. Ooh! Oh, that's professional, isn't it? I kept it out of shot. Aha. That's a blue snowball. I can't remember what it's called, but that's a microphone that I use for this whole setup. And then I also have my Beats. These, they broke already. I got them free with my MacBook Pro, so I can't complain. They're handy for when I'm listening to hard bass and gaming later at night. I don't wake the whole neighborhood up, so that's really useful. You can also see here I've got little creative speakers. I will talk about the cost of everything, because I think I've done a decent job of getting a middle of the road setup, and I don't want to show off. I don't mean to flaunt with this, but I know that there's a lot of people online that are interested in this sort of setup, that want to know how much it costs and how you get it together and all that. So I'm going to start with the real basics, and I'm only talking about the PC, by the way. I'll leave the work computer out of the description. But the desk that I've got is an IKEA Bekant, Bekant, and that cost about £550. It's 160 by 80. It's a really nice big desk. I'm really pleased with that. Then the keyboard and mouse that I've not really talked about. I think together I got in a package for £110, £120. Logitech. I like the keyboard. It's G413, I want to say. I can't remember. But that's a mechanical keyboard, and I didn't have a mechanical keyboard before. I'm converted. It's really nice. It types great. It's great for gaming. The mouse I'm less enthusiastic about. It's a G403 wired, because I do like wired mice. It's a G403 Hero. Yeah, no. I always used to have Roccat mice before, ROCCAT, and I much preferred those to these. They have a better grip. They're a bit wider. They're a bit heavier. You can add weight to these, but I've never really got on with it. So, but altogether, the mouse and keyboard are about 110. I want to say 100. These screens, each one of them cost, and I know this because I only just got them, £188 from Amazon. and I think that's a really good deal. If I wanted the better colors and with the spec 144 hertz 1 millisecond, I'd probably be looking at 400 quid per monitor. So I've got two monitors for the price of one in a way, and the color I'm just taking it on the chin. I've got padding for it, so it's not a major issue. Do I recommend them? So far, I would try and push just that bit further to get a different type of panel, but I am happy with the way that they perform. I've done some Counter-Strike on it just to try them out. And, in Counter-Strike running at 200 FPS or whatever it is, you do really feel that difference with the 144 hertz. That's what I wanted, so I'm quite pleased with that. The monitor arm then cost about 50 quid as well from Amazon, and that was, I think, a steal. I genuinely am so impressed with that. It's really solid, it's installed really quite quickly, and it just picks up these monitors without a problem. They're adjustable, you can adjust the resistance on it. I've now got them set up the way I want it, so I'm not going to move them. Notice that one, there, slightly better. Yeah, so I'm really happy with those, and they really make the setup, in my opinion. Or the arm makes the setup. So screens 450, desk about 550, keyboard mouse 120. So we're looking at 1120 euros already. Microphone with the arm probably about £80. So let's say we're on 1200. Speakers about 50 quid, so that's 1250. So the thing that's driving all the PC is the final piece in the puzzle, if you like. The RX 2700, no, not RX, what I'm saying, Ryzen 2700X processor. I think you could pick up for around 200 quid now because it's 2 generations older. If you can pick it up, that's definitely going to last another 3-4 years. It's 8 core, 16 thread, really nice. The cooler on it, the standard cooler, is great. It doesn't have any issues at all. I can hardly hear it, which is great. I love that. I want my PC to be quiet in the background, bland away, and that's exactly what it's doing. It's paired with the 2060, which I think I picked up for about £300. I'm not quite sure, I can't remember. So let's say together that was about 600. Hard drives, I've got an NVMe 500 gig in there. I've got a 4 terabyte hard drive in there. They were about £120, and then the case that they're in, another £100, I think, and then the motherboard, of course. But I would say altogether £900 roughly for that PC. So you're looking at £21.50 for this setup, including the desk, which I don't think is bad at all. I genuinely don't think that's bad. You can spend a lot more money on this sort of setup. So yeah. Like I said, I will leave the workstation out of it because that's, I need to have that for work. The MacBook Pro 13, they've just released the M1 chip Apple has. All the reviews are great. I think they go for about £1,000, and that monitor was about £450. So if you would want to set it up like that, 1400, or like I have, then £1,450 is probably reasonable. So then you're looking at £3,500. Is it worth it? Yeah, because you're going to get more content and it's going to come soon. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it's given you some insight. If you have questions, do ask. One of my favorite things in the world is building computers and mucking about with them and getting them going. So yeah, I know that I've not touched on everything, but I hope that I've touched on the things that you would find important. I am Dr. Klumber, and you will see a lot more of me a lot sooner than you think. Thank you. Bye bye. Where is this button?